Welcome to Dead Space, starring our hero, Kendra Daniels, a computer expert who joins a small team headed to repair the USG Ishimura. And since we haven't done the spoiler warning yet, everything goes fantastic. I love what they've done with the place. Nothing ties a room together like eldritch horror. The crew of the Ishimura are suffering from an overabundance of limbs, and we are here to help.
Try the door now!
Now Kendra has to use her wits to keep what's left of her team alive and find a way off the ship. In this video, we'll talk about why Kendra was right in the Dead Space remake and how she almost saved us all. For real, if you haven't played Dead Space, we're dropping spoilers in 3, 2, 1. If you're still here, you already know. Kendra is not here to fix the ship. She's a spy sent by EarthGov to investigate what the crew of the Ishimura were doing in restricted space. Yes, she lies to her crew. She casts suspicions on Hammond, she kills Dr. Kyne and Dr. Cross, and strands Isaac on board the ship. But Kendra had no choice. And I'm gonna prove it. So join me as I do manual labor, support my friends on their weight loss journey, attend meetings that could have been an email, question my sexuality, and cure the mentally ill. Instantly. Why was an EarthGov spy hiding amongst a repair crew? The CEC Mining Corporation sent the Ishimura into restricted territory under the guise of mining rare materials from Aegis 7. But that's not why they were there. Decades ago, human researchers recreated an alien artifact called the Marker, brought it to Aegis 7, and activated it. So EarthGov locked down the solar system, hiding their secret so the Marker couldn't hurt anyone else. But a religion called Unitology is devoted to worshipping the Marker as a divine being, and the Ishimura is actually on Aegis 7 to find the Marker for the Church of Unitology and bring this thing to Earth. Kendra is here to stop them. The plan was simple. Kendra gets on site, assesses the crew's exposure to the Marker, she signals the Valor, they shock point in, quarantine the survivors, and give everyone else a generous severance package. Kendra and the Valor move the Marker somewhere else so the Unitologists can't attempt to reacquire it, and everyone lives happily ever after.
I wish I could talk to you.
Mostly.
You ever hear of a full communications blackout on one of these things?
Never.
But even great plans go awry. Kendra infiltrated the Kellion using the age-old technique of lying on your resume. And speaking as a Harvard graduate, you should never lie on your resume. LinkedIn doesn't exist, don't look it up. And although Isaac's background check revealed his entire life story, his relationship status, even how his parents died, Kendra gets an executive endorsement and a shrug of approval. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Positive anomaly detected.
I thought the old reports were just hysteria. Until I saw what I saw.
After the attack in the flight lounge, Kendra and Hammond book it for the tram station while Isaac prepares for war. She and Hammond need to get to the bridge, so she guides Isaac through getting the tram running. Once on the bridge, we learn Kendra can track the rigs of everyone on board and confirm if they're still alive.
Okay, here. Captain Benjamin Mathias. Location medical. Status deceased?
She and Hammond are attacked by Chen, a former team member who became a necromorph, and they split up.
I barricaded myself in the computer core. I can hear them, but I don't think they know I'm here. Isaac, I've tracked down your rig. You're in engineering, right? I'll get myself admin privileges. Maybe I can help.
With the captain's rig codes in her possession, she has access to the entire ship. She can research logs from Aegis 7, watch the security cameras, and open and close doors.
You there?
Daniels, open the chemical lab!
What?
Just do it!
On it!
While Isaac's outside losing at Consent Simulator, Kendra's inside playing Five Nights at Freddy's. But with no Kellion and no comms array, she can't signal the Valor for help. So she's gonna die in this floating hellscape unless the team can keep this fragile ship intact long enough to find a way off.
The Ishimura, Hammond, or the Marker?
That artifact they found?
Don't bullshit us. CEC knew all along about the Marker, didn't they? Isn't that why you're really here?
Kendra knows better than anyone what the Marker is, so this move seems intended to push Isaac, the one out there fixing the ship and keeping us all alive, to doubt Hammond's intentions and ally with her. Asking Isaac about the Marker is more personal in the remake because Isaac knows
that's the symbol of the Church of Unitology.
She could have come clean given how pear-shaped this mission has gone, but Hammond is an officer in the CEC, the very company she's here to investigate. Hell, Hammond could have known all about the Marker.
No. I'm not losing two good people for nothing.
Although he never comes off as anything but genuine throughout the story, so I doubt it. And Hammond has his own problems. He had to lock his former corporal Chen in an escape pod and blast him into space, and Chen took that personally.
Isaac, where are you?
We don't know exactly when, but it's probably here that Kendra finds out Nicole is dead.
Nicole, I'm going back to medical.
Makes sense.
You can hear her stiffen whenever Isaac mentions following Nicole's trail. She knew Isaac wanted to find her, and Kendra wanted Isaac's help. So Kendra would want to leverage that need to control him. And it wouldn't take much to learn that Nicole met the same fate as the captain. But Isaac's not the only one with an imaginary friend.
I'm getting those camera glitches. The ones that look like my brother. Waving at me.
We don't know much about Kendra's little brother Kieran, other than he's A, dead, and B, keeps showing up in the security cameras that Kendra's watching, which means she's not immune to the marker, but she is the only one who knows she's hallucinating, probably because she's aware of how the marker affects your mind, just like how Isaac was able to recognize Nicole wasn't real in Dead Space 2. Kendra and Isaac see the marker through Hammond's feed in Chapter 7.
Make it stop. Make it stop.
Just before Isaac reunites with Nicole.
I got the SOS beacon. Nicole helped me out.
Nicole's there.
We got separated. She'll find her way back.
She's a trooper, huh?
But Kendra's still stuck here until the comms array is fixed, and she can't do it herself. So she has to indulge Isaac's delusions long enough to call for help, even if it looks like it breaks her heart a little.
And don't worry about Nicole. Like Hammond said, she'll do the smart thing.
Isaac arrives on the bridge, and Kendra mentions the USM Valor just appeared nearby. Of course, Kendra knows they've been there waiting for her signal.
They must have heard our SOS.
That fast? What's a military ship doing way out here?
Out on patrol?
If she can help Isaac fix the comms array, she can reach them and get rescued. But unfortunately for them, Chen got there first. Hammond's found a shuttle they can escape with, but it needs a singularity core to fly. Hammond and Isaac board what's left of the Valor to steal their singularity core, and Hammond dies taking out Chen, but Isaac escapes with the core. Things are actually starting to look up for Kendra until...
Okay, so if we return the marker to Aegis 7, it'll stop the outbreak?
Exactly. But we need the shuttle to return it to the planet.
Isaac meets Dr. Kine, and they agree to move the marker back to Aegis 7.
Wait, Dr. Kine. That guy's lost it. He killed the captain. We can't trust him near the marker.
He says returning it to the planet is the only way to end this. We've got to try. I'm heading to cargo. You ping Nicole's rig and tell her where to go.
Leave it to me.
Kendra has to recover the marker, and the only ones left alive on the ship are Kine, who talks to his dead wife.
Yes, Amelia Sue. We'll send the hive mind back into the darkness.
So glad you gave that guy our only escape shuttle.
Cross, who talks to her dead boyfriend, and Isaac, who talks to his dead girlfriend. And none of them know they're hallucinating. If any of them knew what she was planning, the marker would convince them all to stop her.
Kine, your flight path goes by airlock 19. I can get there from the computer core.
A pickup. Yes, we'll be there.
Can you make it to the airlock alone?
No movement on the cameras. I'm just gonna run for it.
It needs to get loaded onto the shuttle anyway, so there's no harm in helping Isaac do that, but then she has just one chance to take it back.
Mr. Clark, your colleague's safely on board.
My name is Kendra Daniels. Stand by, Isaac. He's bringing the shuttle in now.
She asks Kine to pick her up, Isaac loads the marker, and Kendra makes sure that Kine can't stop her. Once Kendra is revealed as the traitor in the original game, she's gloating and taunts Isaac as she flies off.
See you around. Or maybe not.
Sorry, Isaac. I couldn't trust him with the marker.
Kendra, what are you doing?
What my department sent me here to do.
Department? Who are you?
I work for EarthGov, cleaning up a very, very old mess.
I've seen how the marker fucks with your head. It must be contained.
But this Kendra just seems sad about using Isaac the way she did.
For what it's worth, we made a great team. You'll find another way off the Ishimura.
So she leaves, bittersweetly but successfully preventing the marker from falling into the wrong hands.
Damn it, we have to return the marker. If anyone else stumbles across Aegis 7.
It was disappeared once.
We can do it again.
But the marker doesn't want to disappear. Nicole appears before Isaac and makes him recall Kendra's shuttle.
Damn it, Isaac! You don't know what you're doing!
I know. I'm finally doing the smart thing.
You fucking kidding me?
Instead of being delivered back to the Ishimura, likely to face her death, Kendra ejects. She knows exactly where Isaac is going.
Let her go, Daniels.
Let who go?
Can't you see how delusional you are?
And once again, she chooses not to kill Isaac.
You'll never recover from what the marker's done to you.
And she was right. Isaac does break the marker's hold over him at the end of Dead Space 2 by doing something Kendra couldn't have predicted, and something I couldn't even really explain, and I tried, but I wouldn't say he recovers. If Kendra had taken Isaac with her on the shuttle, air quotes Nicole would have appeared and told him to stop her, and Isaac, who was desperate to have Nicole back, would have listened. Kendra acted alone because, in that moment, she absolutely was alone. We don't know if she meant to, but Kendra forcing Isaac to face harsh reality broke the spell. Not for long, but long enough. And Kendra was right. The marker was disappeared once. We could do it again. But if Kendra had succeeded, would her plan have worked? She had no support from the Valor because the entire ship was taken out by this guy, so she departs alone with the marker to deliver it back to EarthGov, who can hide it somewhere safe. Just being briefly in its proximity broke Isaac and drove him insane after his escape on Aegis 7. Because the marker convinced Isaac to recall Kendra's shuttle, we'll never know if she would have survived the trip with her sanity intact. And if not, if it had driven her mad on board her shuttle while she was drifting through space alone, we might have played Dead Space 2 with Kendra instead of Isaac. In the original Dead Space, we never really knew the man we were playing as inside the suit. But now, after 3 games in a remake, we're all very familiar with Isaac Clarke's insides. But Kendra was, and still is, a mystery. Some critics like to take cheap shots at Dead Space 3, and created a franchise for Dead Space and its one sequel. You heard me. But one line from that game has always stayed with me.
Is that what a good man does?
Good men mean well. You just don't always end up doing well.
They say everyone is the hero of their own story. While I don't agree with every choice she made, I believe Kendra made those choices to protect everyone back on Earth, and gave her life doing so. She may not be the hero in Dead Space, but when faced with an impossible situation, I believe Kendra meant well. But let me know in the comments, do you think so too? Or did Kendra's methods invalidate any good she was trying to do? Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, it really does help the channel grow, and hit subscribe so you can catch the next one too. Thanks for watching and have a great day.